From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon. I'm Dianne Parker. Jason has our Tuesday forecast, plus traffic patterns around the state capitol are an issue. We'll explain, but first let's get right to our top story. More than 800 firefighters are battling 4 separate blazes stretching from northern Wyoming to southeastern Montana. The Remington fire is the largest and has burned nearly 200,000 acres and is 5% contained this noon. That fire began in Wyoming and quickly spread to Montana, impacting Bighorn, Rosebud, and Powder River counties. Sunday was a great day for firefighters. They were able to secure fire lines. Monday, a flash flood warning was issued, then lifted after concerns due to rain on the burn area. Today, Rosebud County Emergency Management is asking ranchers to email them a list of their losses, and they're asking anyone who would like to donate to check in on their Facebook page for a link, which should be coming in the next few days. Farmers and ranchers have lost thousands of dollars in land and in livestock from the massive fires. That has one man taking action, doing whatever he can to help, even reaching out to landowners in other states for assistance. MTN's Charlie Klepps reports.
That rain and overcast skies welcome news to firefighters. However, these flames have already damaged lots of land and killed livestock. Well, one Broadus family has seen these flames firsthand and is doing what they can to help local farmers get back on their feet.
It's quite humbling what Mother Nature can do.
The images speak for themselves. Destruction left by the Remington fire, difficult for many to stomach.
I was there when everything was burning and stuff, and I saw the devastation.
But for those on the front line, like Broadus volunteer Kelly Ostendorf, the damage seemed irreplaceable.
I didn't think that any cattle would survive. I honestly didn't know if we'd save anybody's house.
Ostendorf doubles as a farmer himself. This is his land located east of Broadus, which is safe from the flames. But he knows the impacts this likely uninsured loss will have on fellow farmers.
It's hard to insure cattle because it is expensive and it very rarely ever pays out. I don't have insurance on my cows, so if something like this were to happen, you're kind of just out of it.
And that's why Ostendorf started thinking of ways to help, reaching out to fellow farmers in Nebraska, looking for donations of hay, fence, and other items.
I'm not making any promises to anybody. I'm just trying to put people that are in need in contact with people that could possibly help.
Ostendorf plans to be the middleman, a gesture welcomed by farmers, along with the much-needed rainfall Monday.
We're starting to see a little bit less fire behavior.
Jennifer Bunty with Southwest Incident Management says that while the rain is helpful, there's still plenty of work left for the team.
When we talk about containment, we talk about having fire lines on the ground that really just won't be crossed. There's just no potential for them to be crossed again. So we're really working on securing those lines.
A treacherous time, thankfully reaching its end, but one that will certainly leave a lasting impact.
We did what we could, but when something like that's coming at you, we're just looking at saving people's houses and making sure nobody dies.
In Billings, Charlie Klepps, MTN News.
The house straw fire is nearing 90% contained. That fire, which was sparked by lightning between Buffalo and Gillette, Wyoming, has burned almost 175,000 acres. All evacuation orders are now lifted. Johnson County commissioners are working to submit for a USDA disaster declaration and need landowners to fill out a survey of losses as soon as possible. The form is on the Johnson County website.
So many fires, unfortunately, around the region, but our firefighters are doing a fantastic job getting on top of those. How is our smoke doing thus far? Well, thankfully, it's not quite as bad as it has been. We have some pockets of moderate air quality, more good, though, than moderate, and that's the direction that we want it to go. Now, looking at the smoke forecast, we'll have more of that smoke over southwestern and central Montana, pushing toward the high line. Another round of smoke pushing in from Idaho and eastern Oregon. However, we're going to have a storm moving our direction. You can see what that does to the smoke. It's going to push a lot of it out of the way, but we have other changes coming, including a winter weather advisory. Your forecast coming up.
An investigation is underway in Kalispell after bullet holes were discovered in several businesses. Kalispell Police Department responded to a complaint in the 300 block of South Main Street around 9 a.m. Monday. Traffic was temporarily shut down so officers could canvass the area for evidence. KPD says there are no signs anyone was hurt during the incident, and anyone with information is encouraged to contact KPD Detective Chad Swigert at 406-758-7791. Cleanup is underway in Hamilton after a Friday storm brought down trees and knocked out power. Hamilton's mayor declared an emergency. Residents who suffered storm damage are being asked to place debris in the boulevard or along the curb for pickup. The city says due to the high volume of debris, the pickup process may take longer than usual. City crews will only be picking up tree limbs and branches, and residents are asked not to leave bagged materials out for pickup and not to haul material to the city yard at this time. County residents are responsible for their own debris cleanup. It is illegal to dump yard waste in waterways and on national forest lands. After Friday night's storm, the town of Seeley Lake was left battered, with trees being uprooted and some falling on power lines. Many residents are still without power as crews continue to work to get it restored. Residents tell us storms like this are uncommon for Seeley Lake.
We're seeing a really interesting weather pattern right now, and I hope this is the end of it for this crazy wind. But a lot of people are shocked out here. We haven't seen anything like it.
Missoula Electric Co-op is working to restore power.
Representatives with the Montana Department of Administration say they went to the city of Helena to ask them to hold off for now in considering a proposal to institute one-way traffic around the state capitol.
We received more public comment, we received more information, and we decided that more conversations were needed before we could bring this back to the commission for consideration.
The plan calls for converting sections of 6th, 5th, and Lockheed Avenues to one-way streets with angled parking spaces. Leaders say it's intended to improve safety and parking efficiency around the Capitol complex. But a number of nearby residents had concerns about the proposal, especially those along 8th and 9th Avenues, north of the proposed one-way streets. They questioned what impacts the changes would have on traffic through their neighborhood, particularly once the new Montana Heritage Center opens to visitors next year.
We'd like them to do a baseline study ahead of time, see if there's really a need to look into going to a one-way street, and then they can gather data on whether or not that improves the situation. Because they seem to think it's a relatively simple change to make and not very expensive. So I don't see the urgency for making that change now.
Jana Williams with the Department of Administration says they continue to see this plan as a positive for the Capitol complex and the surrounding area, but they want to hear more input so they can include it as the decision-making process goes forward.
I will say that we are working with the commission to get this back on their schedule so that we can bring them a plan that again works for all stakeholders.
The Department of Administration says people can continue to submit their additional public comment. You can find out how on our website. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
There's a new business in downtown Billings, and the name may sound familiar to you. The owner is not just well known in Montana, but across the nation. A man that wears many hats.
I have young children, awesome wife at home, we got 2 businesses.
And many medals.
I probably won 120 MMA titles and national and world titles with my team. I've trained under 3 amazing people. I just started training under a 4th, but I got my black belt from Silvio Barrion of X-Gym Brazil.
Will Grundhauser has traveled coast to coast fighting and winning, with the most recent achievement being in the prestigious Abu Dhabi Combat Club World Championship in Las Vegas.
I just wanted to prove I'm good at this, and the bigger, the stronger the person, the more excited I get for the opportunity. If you're a mountain climber and you're climbing the Beartooth, it's pretty cool. If it's Everest, you're like, whoa. And to me, this is Everest.
Grundhauser won his weight division in Vegas and added to that collection of medals with another gold. Now back home, he's doing the same thing he's been for the last decade, giving back to his community at the Grindhouse.
He's been a great influence in my life for the positive.
The talent combined with his ability to connect with his students is just, like I say, not only rare for Billings, but nationwide.
A positive light, an inspiration to hundreds of students, but still humble.
I really don't like attention. I always try and, oh, but look what they did, that's really how I operate. Our community is what I'm most proud of overall, like we have every walk of life in here.
Full of accomplishments and accolades. In Billings, Haley Monaco, MTN News.